Hey everybody, Dr. Dustin here. Dr. Lindsay again with a very special guest. We'll introduce her here in just a second. Great time today to share just more community. This is the Vital Wire. Okay, well, here we go. Yet another one. Consistency is key. We are here with Bree Kleeschulte.
Yep.
Super excited to have you on. Thanks
you.
for coming.
I appreciate you coming out early this morning to do this.
Yes. You know, I really don't mind the early times, especially podcasting. I think Cheney would prefer the light to be this way anyway.
Yes.
But I'm super excited for you to share what we're going to ask you to share. But first, what we want to know is kind of your creation story. Like, tell us, where did you grow up? Where did you graduate from? All your typical St. Louis questions, whether you're from St. Louis or not. We want to know these things. But just kind of give us your quick summary from childhood to now. How'd you get here?
Okay, well, I have lived in this area in St. Charles County, probably within a 10-minute range of here my whole life. So I've grown up here. My parents have owned businesses here. I'm a fourth generation small business owner.
So all of those questions I just almost asked you are very valid. Where did you grow up? What school did you graduate from? This is great. This is great.
So, been here all my life. Grew up in St. Charles. I am now 41 years old. And I went to Francis Howell North High School.
Okay.
So, go Knights. And I live in the St. Charles district now. So, just right up the hill from where I grew up from. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Pretty cool.
So, yeah, literally born, raised.
Literally.
Awesome. So you went to North. Mm-hmm. What was the road after that?
So in high school, I started the health occupations program when I was 17. So when I was a senior, I started that. And, you know, you have to, in order to be a part of that program, you have to get a certain grade. I think it's like a 93%. And out of 20 people, there was me and my girlfriend left, who I'm still friends with today. Her name's Dana. But
so
me
cool.
and my girlfriend were the only ones left in the class, and so we completed the whole health occupations program. I really enjoyed helping people and being a part of the medical field, so I actually did that for 20 years. I was in the medical field, either doing direct patient care, all the way up to the other side of things, which is the insurance side. So all the way from helping people who were sick feel better, all the way to processing the claims that came from that. So
You've seen the whole process.
the whole process.
Start
so
to
I
finish.
feel you. I feel you on that. There's so many practitioners that just experience such a negative side of insurance. And while I believe that, you know, it's there for a reason to help people, it really puts a lot of red tape in the way for people to be able to receive the kind of care that they really need. So that's
So
a
true.
super passion of mine. You know, just taking care of people. I have a lot of friends who are in the nursing industry, and so I really get where people are at, especially physicians who are struggling. When I would go to the doctor, they'd be like, "Can you help me with this claim? I don't understand why it's not processing." And I'm like, "Oh, the modifier is wrong." You know, whatever, like all the insurance speak. And
Yes.
so came back, and he's like, "I seriously just got like over 100 claims paid because of what I told him." So fascinating. Anyway,
That's awesome.
I could go on about
Yeah,
that.
we definitely, and I'm glad you kind of bring that up because
Been there.
Yeah, been there, and we do things differently. Like you said,
Right.
it's so unfortunate to see some of that topic really lead people in what they think they can receive in their health, and then they get very misconstrued or very upset when they don't cover what they need to cover. And it's so we do things a
Yeah.
little bit differently there, and a lot of, like 95% of the people we have under care have insurance. We don't bill it directly out of our office because,
Right.
like you said, it handcuffs us. There's a lot of red tape that people don't know about. So it's great to hear you being such an advocate and kind of educated on,
Yeah.
if we're going to play that game, here's how it's got to go, and
Right.
hopefully it works out. But that's so cool. So what happens? So now, past that, patient care, Now what are you
Had
doing?
some kids, got married. I actually owned my own business. It was a part of my parents. So my mother owned performing arts studios like all over St. Charles County, and there were 3 of them. I owned the one in Wentzville, and then she had the one in O'Fallon and St. Charles, and their building is off of Highway 94 down here. But they're since retired, my parents, and my dad owned independent insurance agencies. So my great-grandfather, grandfather, uncle, dad, they all did insurance. And then my mom's side of the family did dancing, singing, performing arts, all of that sort of thing. So
What was the name? What are the names of the studios, or is that what it's?
So it's called American Youth Performing Arts. So
Okay.
it's just right here down off Highway 94 over by the Walmart and the Kohl's on the opposite side of the highway. It's the building that has the round windows. And now there's like a jujitsu place in there or something.
My wife's very big in the dance world, so she would probably know exactly.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then I used to, for fun, my mom started judging dance competitions, and then I would come with her, and we would travel and do fun things like that. I mean, I kind of just, whatever strikes my fancy, I just kind of go into it, you know what I mean?
I love it.
So I had kids. My husband and I actually went to high school together, and I have a twin brother. So he was one of my, twin brother's friends that I was like, ew. So we were in a mutual friend's wedding together, and that's how we met. I sang at the wedding, and he was in the wedding, and my brother and sister-in-law were in the wedding, and so that's how we met and started hanging out a lot. And then turns out he only lived a mile away from my parents. Live a mile away from his parents. So it was awesome, and now we have 2 wonderful children, a lovely 14-year-old. So we have a teenager and an 11-year-old. So it is definitely moody at our house sometimes.
We're at
Moody.
that phase.
Oh man, it is.
Full.
It is an experience. Okay, and I'm sure everyone who's watching and listening can completely relate to what I'm saying. Like 1 minute.
And if
you are
not,
like,
you're about to.
You are like the greatest thing, and then the next minute they're like, "Mom, don't sit by me. Can you go over there?"
Yeah.
Last night we went to.
But give me your wallet
Yeah,
first.
for real. But I'm gonna need your credit card. Also, can you buy me this hat online that I
Yeah.
like? Yeah, So there's just a lot of.
Can we go
that.
shop in Frontenac?
Yeah,
No.
no. So they really, man, wearing so many hats. I'm sure you guys can relate to all of that. It's just, and then, you're raising human beings, and really what I care about, I think, is just making sure that they become good people,
Yeah.
and I think that that's really good, successful people in whatever that means to them, in their own right. So I think that parenting is exhausting, but also like really awesome to be able to hear feedback from like my girlfriends who are like, Ronan is so amazing and he's just so kind and respectful. I'm like, well, thank God
Yeah.
he's respectful and kind.
Someone else. Could you film that next time you
Oh
see
my
it?
God. Right, I'm gonna be like, look at this. Proof. So
It's
it makes
something
you
right.
feel good. It makes you feel like, okay, check mark.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. So
Yeah.
after we had kids, so I owned the dance studio before we got married and had kids, and after when we found out we were pregnant, I was like, man, I probably should go like get good health insurance. Because being self-employed, that's another thing
Yeah.
that's wrong with the healthcare industry. Honestly,
Yeah.
like just gouging people for that kind of stuff,
Yes.
So
So I love everything that you're about. Very genuine person, as a lot of people know. That's our number one core value here is genuine.
Thank you.
That's what this podcast is. I warned you. But I dressed myself accordingly. So let's get.
apparently, I got the memo.
So there's a very big event coming up, and we wanted to get this podcast in and recorded and out very strategically for you.
Thank you.
So now that we've been a little bit through your history, we appreciate you sharing that. Hopefully you guys get to know that attracts you a little more to Bree. She's a great resource. So tell us what's going on with Light Up Cottleville.
So Light Up Cottleville Christmas in the Ville is a Christmas event that kind of came from just a really tiny idea to do a tree lighting. So I've worked in Cottleville for the last few years. I've been on the board for the Chamber of Commerce. I've made so many amazing relationships. Like Cottleville is where the magic is, you guys. I'm sure you know.
It's like the Times Square
It's so
of
weird.
Missouri. It's great.
Yes, I mean, and people are like, Cottleville, what do you mean? I posted
If you don't
something.
know, just, you're
Yeah,
good.
you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
But it's just a really magical place, and people joke about how it's like a Hallmark town. So, you know,
It is.
It is.
it really is. Like, there's a town grocery store, there's a town doctor, there's a town decorator. I mean, all the things.
Yeah.
So, it's just pretty wonderful to have made relationships with people to be able to kick this event off. So, it came from just a tiny idea to have a tree lighting. I was like, wow, they really don't do anything here in Cottleville to be able to celebrate the season. And I know that, I mean, Christmas is like my jam. So
Same.
So I mean, I know how wonderful the season is. And I mean, I get that there's a lot of emotions that come with Christmas and things like that for people. But nothing brings me more joy than surrounding myself with people I care about. And love during that season, and just being able to share that with them. So I really wanted to make an event that everybody could feel the same way. So it came from a tree lighting, and you know, like I said, the relationships that I've made over the last several years with people in the town, business owners that I also call my friends, has just been really a blessing. The Shreves family, Chelsea Sweeten and her parents, have been so kind to let me use their grass lot next door to their building, where we're going to have the tree lighting, and the VIP tent will be there. We're going to do commemorative photos there. That whole parking lot that is behind their building is going to be full of vendors, and I have a beer garden going in, and just, I mean, so many great things for kids. There's like a whole kids area that we're doing. So it has really like blossomed into like
That's
a whole
so
town, a whole town thing.
Yeah.
It's going to be super awesome. I'm super excited for it. It is going to be like a Hallmark movie.
I know, maybe we can, come on, Hallmark.
Yeah. No kidding.
I think
Let's
the-
tag Hallmark in this video, because Chelsea has been dying to be in a Hallmark movie her
There
whole life.
you
We
go.
can walk down the streets of downtown
That's
street
right.
of downtown
The street.
That
Cottleville. We can start at ICD or Menino's, and we can just cruise our way down.
That's right. That's right. All
I
the
love
way
it.
down. all
Or
the way
St.
down.
Joe's, not ICD, St. Joe's.
Yeah.
St. Joe Cot. That is super cool, because when we created this office and this brand, the one thing that stood out in my head 5.5 years ago was, you know, everybody talks about vision and mission statement, and honestly, I don't know if I've really nailed that down yet, but the
Right.
whole thought and feeling of my practice is, yes, want to get people well, teach another way. But what kept popping into my head was creating a community for people who may have never been a part of or had a community to feel a part of.
Man.
And so it gives me goosebumps just talking about this, because it's like, it's so cool where Cottleville is and where it's positioned. It can be, it's like, how do they not? But it can also be like, it's so cool we can help build it. It's that quaint little small town vibe among a pretty big county in the area.
Right.
I mean, in eastern Missouri, I mean, it's a big deal.
It's really a blank slate,
Yeah.
honestly.
So
You
to
know.
build that community, that's so cool to see, because we just moved here to Cottleville beginning of July. We moved from O'Fallon, Darting Prairie to here, which has been a blessing. It was kind of a forced deal, but it's been a blessing. And so
Always usually is.
Yes,
In
yes.
those situations.
Yeah, you want to hear God laugh, make a plan. You know,
That's right.
you-
And then nothing goes to plan.
and then just follow Him, and it'll all work out. So
That's right.
So when is this?
So it's on December 2nd. It's on a Friday night, December 2nd from 5 to 10 p.m. And I did that. I did that. Everything I do usually has a strategy. I did that because
You made a plan.
I made a plan. I made a plan. Saturdays are crazy in Cottleville. There's lots of things happening on Saturdays, and I was like, what if we did a Friday night? I got married on a Friday night, so I believe in Friday night activities. So I thought to myself, I'm like, I think I'm going to do it on a Friday night, because it's after work. People are looking for something fun to do, but not, have it use up their whole Saturday. So even though this is worth it to use up your whole Saturday,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
It will be.
so Friday night, 5 to 10 p.m., again, just the sheer amount of literally like divine intervention, things that have happened. Like, again, you make a plan and then you're like, okay, well, you really have to learn how to pivot, pivot quickly. Most of the things that have come in my mind about this event have really gone, I've just listened to myself. And I think that is so, if there's anything I can say about being my age and living life, it is just learning how to listen to yourself. How you're guided, whatever your belief system is. Some people say just give it to God, and then just let yourself kind of go in the direction that there's flow. Like, I really believe in the power of flow. If something is really hard or difficult or not happening, or you're finding yourself stressed out about it, then that's not the way, And the other thing is too, I've strategically wanted to be involved with people who are like over the moon about the event, because I'm over the moon about it. So if you're kind of just like, yeah, sounds cool, maybe we could figure something out, you're not for me.
Right.
But you know what I mean? Like, you really have to, when you're making partnerships with people, it's really important to find people that are totally your vibe. And I think that that's what's critical, has been critical to the success of this event. Sometimes, again, the plan and how you see yourself partnering with people, and then that doesn't happen. They don't show up for you the way that you thought that they would, and that's expectation, and that's where you can get messed up every time. Don't expect, because it leads to a lot of disappointment. And so when planning something, I mean, anything, going after your dreams, planning an event, I mean, there's just you have to learn how to pivot gracefully.
And in speaking on like the success factor of this event or anything you do, it's like, what made this such a successful event? What made that person so successful? What makes that brand? All successful things or people do is it. They do it. And if they stick to what vibes with them, like you said, and that's your whole vibe, that's your people, that's your crew, and you magnetize to that and you do it whatever it is going to be successful.
And then it goes from this to like this whole thing it's a movement, and that's really how I feel. And it's a roller coaster too. I mean, let's be real. I'm sure you've experienced, like you said, when you weren't planning to leave and then all of a sudden you have to. It's a roller coaster of emotions, like the fear and you can't do anything great from fear. I mean, that just doesn't work. Those two things don't go together. You have to do it from inspiration, So I was inspired to do this event and just bring something cool to the community. The nonprofits that I've partnered with have been unbelievable. There's so many cool nonprofits that exist in this town. That people just know nothing about, or they know something about one or two. There's so many cool.
So
cool
who have you partnered with for the nonprofits?
good
Let's do a little. Let's shout them out a little bit.
We're getting good at this.
High five, you guys. So I started out, tree lighting, yes. Then I was like, who can I partner with? Like, who is really has a meaningful organization that I would just love to be a part, that just either screams Christmas or just like community,
I love your passion for Christmas, because I'm the same. Like, I told my daughter the other day, I'm like, you know what? It's Halloween weekend, and then it's full on Christmas next week. And my husband's in the background, like,
no.
What?
I love that. We're even recording this before Halloween, so all you haters.
That's right. Listen, when November 1st rolls around, I turn on that Christmas music, and I'm like,
the Hallmark channel is on.
Of my lungs. They're already playing Christmas.
They are. They started this week.
My wife's got it on right now.
I'm telling you. And all the movies are the same. What is with that? That is so true. Like, if someone says that they're going to move from a big town to a small town, there's a drinking game, a bingo drinking game
I'm sure.
for Hallmark movies. It's hilarious. So, nonprofits.
Yes, nonprofits.
So I thought to myself, I was like, who would be amazing to be a part of? So I partnered with Little Black Book, Women in Business. And Little Black Book is an organization of all women business owners. And they have 10 chapters across Missouri and Illinois. Phenomenal. I mean, just phenomenal women supporting women. I don't think I've ever been a part of an organization where just the rah-rah, not like we're women and we're,
Sure.
It's more like like, how can I help you? What are you doing? Tell me, like, the belief system that's been created and the connection that these women have is so enticing and attracting, and I just love y'all.
And relatable.
Yeah, it's so relatable. And I feel like, again, when you listen to yourself and you like, this feels good, this is where I want to be, this is who I want to work with, that just all the things click that are necessary. So they put on, every year they collect Toys for Tots. So they do a huge Toys for Tots drive in all their counties that they're a part of. And they make up, Little Black Book makes up 20% of the nation's Toys for Tots donation.
Wow.
Which is
Angie
incredible
was
to
telling
me.
us too.
Yeah,
Angie was telling
Angie
us about
Harness.
that.
It's incredible. Angie Harness.
Yeah.
I love her.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were in a business class together.
We all do.
Yes. So it's just incredible. Like, I could totally get behind that mission, and I'm sure so many people could. So for my event, for Light Up Cottleville, kids get in free with a toy donation to Little Black Book Toys for Tots. So not only am I helping, they're helping, collect for, all around Missouri and St. Louis and in our county, but then my efforts are helping them. So the goal is 10,000 toys. Last year they were just shy of that, but they filled like a tractor trailer of toys.
That's what she said.
And every year they have a gala that they do. Their gala is the weekend after my event, and they do a gala where they basically just bring out every toy that's been collected on a stage, and like the Marines are there. Like, it's the coolest thing. I've never been, but I've heard. I'm going.
Yeah,
I
I was
am
gonna say,
going.
you're about to.
Yes, I'm going. This is my first year, and I'm super pumped about it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so thank you for taking a box. You guys are. I'm going to
Yes.
bring that in this week for you guys.
Yes.
But everyone has just been. I made a post on social media, and everyone has just been like, "I'll take a box. I'll take a box." So now I'm up to like 11 boxes or something
That's so
for
exciting.
people around the community. So that's one of the nonprofits that I'm partnering with. Then there are Marcy's Project.
Yes.
Love
Marcy's
Wendy and
Project.
Greg.
Yes.
Marcy's Project has such a great mission, and this event will help them with their holiday market. So their holiday market, basically, kids come in and they can shop. They can, list 3 things. I think it's 3 things that they want, something they need. So they get 4 gifts, and they can come in and shop. And that's just been a really huge part of our community as well. They're right over here in St. Charles, and they help families in need. In St. Charles County, so that's been a blessing. They have a whole storefront now that you can go to.
Such a cool story too, and we partnered with them for our ribbon cutting here, where we donated a lot of hygiene items, and we matched the money brought in for them. And then so much so, and Wendy and Greg are so awesome. We're like Christmas geeks
Yeah.
here. So we're gonna help them also collect Christmas trees for the holidays, because a lot of
families.
So not only, so you partnering with them is super cool too,
Yeah.
because we're actually going to do that again. So while we're collecting Toys for Tots for your event, we're actually going to combo this. So we are going to be a drop-off point for Toys for Tots. We'll have, hopefully we need more than just 1 box.
Hey.
Or you have to come back it. I don't think I'm going to let you take it. You're just going to have to bring us another one, see how many we can fill up.
I love it.
But if
love
so, if you want to donate, we can be a drop-off point for that. But we're also going to be, for them, we're going to collect Christmas trees so they can give those away. Artificial trees, 6 foot or less. Like, feel free if you want to bring one, you want to drop ship one, go for it. But love Marcy's Project, which you probably know a little bit of the story. They met at BMO's.
Yes.
Like, they met Marcy at BMO's, and the whole Marcy's Project came from that. So
Yes.
yeah, another
Yes.
Super cool
Cottleville tie.
story.
So Marcy's Project,
That's a Hallmark movie on its own.
isn't it? I mean, really.
If we don't get called by them today, I just don't know.
I just don't know. So
We're doing it wrong.
Marcy's Project and BCI, the Boone Center. So the Boone Center helps handicapped individuals, adults, find employment, and they also do job placement with them. It is have you guys ever been over there on a tour? Oh, I gotta hook you
wanna
up
take
with
us?
that. Yes,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, that sounds so
Kristen
fun.
Williams, she runs their fundraising, and she took me on a tour, and it is unbelievable the amount of joy that these people have, and they're working and feeling productive, and it's just really incredible. So we are doing, it's called the Golden Ticket. So the Light Up Cottleville Golden Ticket. So basically you make a $100 donation to those 2 organizations, and they split the money evenly. There's 100 tickets available. And when you donate $100, you put your name in the hat. And if your name gets drawn as the golden ticket winner, just like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, like you're going to jump for joy.
Yeah.
But then you get to light the tree.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. So that's been really fun to work on. So we're working on getting those donations in for them. And basically, they'll both walk away with $5,000 a piece. So just really important that those tickets get sold. And
Well, put us down for at least one of those.
Cool, perfect. So we're really working on those donations for that. And then CFO, the Cottleville Firefighters Outreach, they do so many amazing things for our community, and literally they're always willing to just jump in and help and be supportive to the community. So they are bringing the big man himself to town. Kind of like the...
You guys, the kids heard it first. He'll be in town.
That's right.
He is
They're
coming
like
to
the
Cottleville.
big band's
So,
coming.
backstory, my mom is like obsessed with the Macy's Day Parade, and every year I can just count on my mom calling me and being like, "Are you watching the parade?"
Yes. That's my wife and my mother-in-law.
Have you seen the dancing? It's good. It's so good.
It's
and she's like,
good.
"Have
It's
you
so
seen
good."
this? Did you see something?" And I'm like, "Yes, Mom, we're watching the parade. It's on the television, you know." So I wanted it to feel kind of like that, where everybody's at 7:00. We're doing the tree lighting. So and then I have carolers who are a part of some great friends of mine that I've known for a long time. But anyway, Macy's. So tree lighting is happening at 7:00, and then right after that, the Firefighters Outreach is going to bring Santa down Highway N on the fire truck. So they're doing that, and they're going to get a portion of the ticket sales back donated to their causes. They do so many cool things. They do their coat initiative, where they go into schools and they work with the counseling system and find out who needs coats and what size they are, what color they want, and then they go specifically buy those things for them. They also give out probably thousands of smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors to people for free.
Yeah.
And then if someone is in a crisis, someone's house catches on fire, God forbid, or something like that, then they're there with gift cards ready to help them and the family move forward. Like, what do you need here? Like, kick it off,
Let us
help
support
them.
you.
Yeah, like just, wow.
Yeah.
So those are the 4 organizations that I've partnered with so far. I'm not opposed to partnering with anyone else if they want to join in. But those ones those nonprofits are really have an important mission for me that speaks to me. So that's why I thought we should partner together.
That's awesome. I love that.
What is it you still need? What is it you're looking for this event? Is there anything that...
It's so hard to say because I know I'm going to need volunteers. So I have a volunteer spot created for just different things. Parking people, helping people check in. I'm going to do a pre-check-in early in the week that week over at Mellow Mushroom. So people can come out with their families after the Thanksgiving weekend and not have turkey. And come to Mellow Mushroom, have dinner with your family, and do like a pre-check-in so I can give you like your packet so that we're not, checking in people as they come. That would be a lot. So volunteers, definitely. I'm going to post the volunteer spot on my socials, which is Facebook and Instagram at Light Up Cottleville, all one word, smashed together. So volunteers
And
for
we'll
sure.
share it
I need
out.
that. Yes, thank
Yes.
you. Volunteers and I think that's it. It's so hard to I have
Is
a
there-
giant whiteboard at home that's like this.
Yeah. We've got the whiteboard. in the
Yeah,
back.
we know that.
We are whiteboard
We know that
and
feeling.
sticky note people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there a cap on this event? Are you capped on tickets? What's that look like?
Yeah, so as much as I love Cottleville and cramming thousands of people, and I'm sure the city loves.
Yeah.
The fire department's going to roll down the street being like, this is too many people.
Listen. So the city, it's the first time this event is happening, so it's kind of like we're all just learning, what's going on, and I'm not closing any streets or anything like that because a lot of it is encased in parking lots. So you're able to kind of just walk on the sidewalks and travel to different places. So that part is cool, but it's just been, I think 1,000 tickets is what
Wow.
I'm selling, and then which we're about halfway there.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
1,000 tickets. And
How much is a ticket?
The tickets are $40 a piece.
Okay.
And that includes that's just for adults because kids get in with a toy donation. So basically that includes access to all of the areas. So we've got Mrs. Claus and Cookies at Lillian Day. And then in the back of their parking lot, that gives you access to, there's the ice bus is coming and they're going to shoot snow and play music and lights and all the
cool.
things. Yeah. Bubble
I
bus.
hope for a night like that it actually snows.
I know,
That would
right?
be so cool.
Right? But it's warm, like 60 degrees and snowing, right?
Yeah.
No wind. Thank you, please. I'm praying.
Yes.
You know, I'm praying that it's exceptionally warm for December 2nd.
Yeah.
But tickets are $40. You can go online. The link is in my bio on Instagram and then also on Facebook. And then you can donate, do the golden ticket donation there. You can add your child tickets there. And then I have the VIP tickets, which those are $60. And that gives you access into the tent. There's public schoolhouses doing cocktails in there for an additional cost. I have my very dear friend Kevin doing smoked artisan barbecue in there for an additional cost. I've got Cottleville Cornhole coming, so there's going to be cornhole in the VIP tent. I have a live musician, heated tent, your own bathrooms. I mean, that's really what we're talking about here,
Yeah.
right? Your own bathroom. that you can go
She had
to.
me sold when she said heated tent.
Right,
because
there's heat in
because I want to pray and think just like you that it might be exceptionally
Yes.
warm, but if not, I like the backup of the tent in the
That's
bathroom.
Right, that's right. Which then gives you kind of like front row seats to the tree lighting. So,
Yes.
which will happen there. So, it's really just all coming together. I think the coolest thing that's happened is I know some moms that have kids over at St. Joe's in Cottleville, and they got me in touch with the art teacher, Mrs. Glavin, who's like wonderful.
Yeah.
She has graciously is letting all of the kids make ornaments for the tree.
Oh, that's
That's
cool.
So
super cool.
literally, there's going to be like 800 little kid ornaments.
That's gonna be so
I'm
cute.
like, wow, this is so cool. So I went to the school and they made a manger scene out of popsicle sticks, and I almost cried. I was like, oh my God, this is the cutest thing I've ever seen. So it's just magical.
Yeah.
You know, like everything that's happened so far has been so magical.
Yeah.
And I'm just like super appreciative to you guys for having me in and talk about this. Like it's just really cool. To
Well,
get the
this
word
could
out.
very well hit 2 people. This could very well hit 2,000 people.
Right.
We don't know.
We'll find out.
But if you're listening to this,
I have no expectations.
if you're listening to this, share it out. I think this was super fun. We'll get this ideally. I mean, this should go on next week. So as you see it, as it goes out, share it out,
I
and
will.
we'll get as many people tuned in to what it is you have going on with Light Up Cottleville, who you're partnering with, and I just love all the collaboration that you're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
If there's anything that we can do for you, if we're available, we'd be happy to do it. Set us up with a couple of those tickets, like I said.
Yes.
Yeah.
And anything else before we
No, just
sign off and wrap
thank
it
you.
up?
Like, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Really, it's so meaningful to me to have people in our community that just are really like gung ho about
Yeah.
supporting. I think that that's great, and that just goes so far, so
Yeah.
much further than anything else that you could do for me. Anyway, so I really
we're
appreciate you guys participating and having a
grateful to do
box and all of that. Like, that's just been really wonderful.
We feel honored to be a part of it. We're really looking forward to
And
being
you're
there
going to be
too.
there that
Yes.
night. You guys
We're-
are going to be there. You have a tent. You're going
Yes.
to vend. All right. I'm excited.
We're so excited.
Yeah.
I've got another plan for that too. We'll have to talk off the air. Maybe we'll bring
He's
some.
making
Maybe
secret
I could
plans.
get maybe I could get Coach Gerdeman to let all of the Lindenwood basketball players to come
Well, and
volunteer.
we've
There
got.
you go.
Our
So,
sons play basketball together. So.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, we've got. I almost want to say almost half of the football team under care now too. So
amazing.
we'll get Coach Stug to be like, boys, you got some charity
Right, you
work
got
to
some
do too.
volunteering to do.
So
always
you know,
looks good on a
sorry,
resume.
fellas. Part of the
didn't
deal.
have
I called you
plans.
out. But Marcy's project is also giving us their volunteers too. So that's been
awesome.
Yeah, that's been just really wonderful.
Well, I think you bring up a great point. So before we sign off, if if you're listening to this and you have kids that, one, need to do some volunteer work or need service hours, I think this is a great opportunity for a great cause.
sure.
It's going to be a fun time. And so if anybody wants to do some volunteer work, jump on. We'll get you in touch with Bree. Help her out. It's going to be a great event. And I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you so much.
Thanks
I
for coming
appreciate
on.
you guys.
All right, there we go. Light Up Cottleville. More to come. We'll put it in the bio. We'll get you all the links you need. See ya.